Located in Mexico City is the shrine to Our Lady of Guadalupe, whose feast day is celebrated on December 12th. Under the title of Our Lady of Guadalupe, Mary is generally considered the patroness of the Americas and of the pro-life movement. The story of Guadalupe begins with Mary appearing to an Aztec man named Juan Diego when he was on his way to Mass. Juan Diego heard singing in the distance, and not knowing where it came from, he decided to discover its origin. He ascended Tepeyac Hill, and when he reached the summit, he discovered that there was a beautiful woman standing up there, who bore the features and likeness of his own native people. The woman called out to Juan and asked him, "My little son, where are you going?" And he replied to the woman, "I am going to church." The woman told Juan Diego that she was the Mother of God, the Virgin Mary, who had come to help him and his people. She instructed him to go to the bishop and to tell him to have a church built on Tepeyac Hill, from where many miracles would take place. So Juan Diego went at once, and he tried to speak to the bishop, but the bishop's servants would not let him in. They made him wait a very long time. When he finally did get to speak with the bishop did not believe Juan Diego, and he thought Juan Diego was making up the whole story, or just being very imaginative. The bishop told Juan Diego that although he did not believe him, he could come back if he had another experience of this mysterious woman. So the bishop sent him on his way, and Juan Diego felt very discouraged. On the way home, Juan Diego met the lady, and he told her that the bishop did not believe him. He begged her to send someone else, but she reassured him, telling him that he needed to return. Juan said, "Send a Spaniard, they will listen to them." But Mary sent him again. So he returned to the bishop, and the bishop demanded a sign to confirm that what Juan was saying was true. Juan told the bishop that he would ask for the sign. But the next morning his uncle was so sick that Juan knew he could not meet the lady. He had to go and get a priest for his uncle, so he tried to avoid Tepeyac Hill and went a different way. But Mary met him anyway, and she intercepted him and said to him, "Juanito, my little son, what is the matter?" And Juan told her that his uncle was sick, and she said, "Juan, do not be afraid. Your uncle is well even now. Go up on the top of the hill, and there you will find roses. Gather them in your tilma, and bring them here for me to arrange." As he returned with the flowers to Mary, her words echoed in his mind. She had said to him, "Am I not here who am your mother? Are you not in my shadow and protection?" He brought Mary the roses, and she arranged them in his tilma, telling him to bring it straight to the bishop and to show them to no one else. So Juan ran to the bishop's house as fast as he could, carrying the roses and trying not to crush them. When he made it to the bishop's house, the bishop's servants, yet again, did not want to let him in. They thought that Juan Diego was being dishonest and trying to bother the bishop. They wanted to see what Juan Diego had, but he would not show them. He would only show the bishop. So they made him wait a long time. Eventually he was permitted to see the bishop. And so when the bishop saw him, he said, "Juan Diego, what do you have to show me? Where is my sign?" So Juan Diego opened his tilma, and out came a cascade of roses. But to everyone's surprise, it wasn't the roses that were the true miracle. The true miracle was the image of the woman that appeared on Juan Diego's tilma, like a photograph. The bishop and his servants fell to their knees in shock, but Juan Diego did not know why, because he could not see the image on his tilma. Amazed at this miracle, the bishop granted the woman's request to build a church, and in Mexico City, the shrine of Our Lady of Guadalupe was built. The title, Our Lady of Guadalupe, comes from the fact that as the woman promised Juan Diego's uncle would be healed, she also appeared to Juan Diego's uncle and told him, "I am the Virgin of Guadalupe." And since then, the tradition has been to call Mary under that title. Guadalupe is probably a mistranslation of the word Guadalasupe, which means she who crushes the serpent. The image of Our Lady of Guadalupe is considered miraculous for several reasons. The first one being that although it's made of agave fiber, which quickly disintegrates, the image has existed and not disintegrated for over 500 years. Another miraculous thing about the image are the eyes, which appear to reflect the image of people in them, including Juan Diego and the bishop. It's as though the image on the tilma was actually a photograph of Mary, watching everyone in the room as Juan Diego opened his tilma. If the image is reversed into a negative, you can see that it has depth, like a real photograph. This image hasn't been able to be replicated with that effect by any artist, and even the Kodak company has studied it and been unable to explain the reason for its pigment lasting so long, its fibers not disintegrating, and how the eyes and image perfectly replicate a photograph when there was no such thing as photography in the 1500s. Further interesting features of the image include that she's wearing the color of Aztec royalty and has the cross of a missionary on her neck. Other interesting features of the image is that although she wears her hair like an unmarried virgin woman, she has a maternity belt at her waist and a four-petaled flower over her womb that symbolizes the center of the universe, the four directions, and life. So in this image, Mary appears as a pregnant woman. This is why she's often associated, in this image, with the pro-life movement. This Aztec woman, who bears the marks of royalty, and who's also bearing life, stands in front of two Aztec gods known for their desire for human blood sacrifice. The first one is the sun god of war, represented by the sun's rays, and the other is the serpent moon god, who some people seem to think is an angel. In fact, this one's name is Quetzalcoatl, which is why Mary is called Guadalupe, Guadalupe, which means she who crushes the serpent. Other interesting features of the image include the fact that the stars on Mary's mantle are actually a map of the sky the night of November 12th when she appeared to Juan Diego. The flowers on her dress are really a topographical map of the mountain area where she appeared. Within 10 years of the image of Our Lady of Guadalupe being hung up in the shrine, over 8 million native people of Mexico converted to the Christian faith, and human sacrifices to the Aztec gods completely stopped. The image of Our Lady of Guadalupe is really a teaching image. Everything about it reveals something about her relationship with God and who the Christian God is. Therefore, we remember the apparition of Our Lady of Guadalupe to the humble Juan Diego, the man whom no one wanted to listen to, but whose vision would completely change the country of Mexico. We look to Our Lady Guadalupe for inspiration about how to live our lives as Christians, Christians who truly respect the value of each human person.